Hi everyone, welcome to today's guided meditation video. Alright guys, welcome to today's video. Let's try that again. Okay, you're listening to Mystical Radio on 279 AM. Welcome, I am your host, Mize, and on this show, should I call it a show? What am I supposed to call it? Okay, let's try that again. Welcome to Mystical Radio. You're listening to channel 279 AM, and I'm your host, Mize. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Professor M, and he will be talking about various topics that you all might be interested in hearing more about. Now, what is the purpose of life? This question is very, very important to a lot of people, as at some point in their lives they have often questioned, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? How did we get here? What's the reality? What's the whole purpose of us being here? Is there life after, or is there life before? Is reincarnation real? Is any of this stuff real? Are we even gonna be able to, meet our loved ones when it's time to go? Or is, that's it, when we had them around, maybe that was the only time we even ever get to experience them. We don't know. We've been told about, hey, there's a heaven, there's a hell, there's reincarnation, there's this, there's that, or that our purpose on earth is for this, and then after we go to some heaven, or you know what I mean? And we meet our loved ones. But I don't know if that's real. I want to believe it, just like many of you, or even all of you. But the fact of the matter is that I only know as much as I've been told and taught. Beyond that, I have no comprehension of why or what we're doing here and what the purpose of life really is. If you think about it, everything that you've believed ever since you were little, you've been taught. To a great extent, it's everything that you've been taught, whether it be through environmental factors or even the media or anything, But that's the truth. When people ask me, hey, what's the purpose of life? Why are we here? I feel like people are asking the wrong question and looking at it the wrong way. Because, what difference does it make why we're here, what our purpose is in the grand scheme of things? And you know what? How can anybody tell you why we're here, what our purpose is other than God, God's the one that created us, right? It's only God really knows what and why we're here for, what our purpose really is. Everybody else, I feel like they're just guessing, or trying to make really good educated guesses. But at the end of the day, nobody really knows, right? So you need to stop concentrating on, the movie magic Hollywood stuff that pretty much says, hey, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Who cares? Who cares about why we're here, what the purpose of life is, or, the truth of the matter is, right now is all you really have. This moment right here when I'm, actually trying to talk to you guys and kind of be there for once instead of just making dumb, perverted jokes or just, being a wannabe rapper who just swears all the time or whatever. Despite all that nonsense, I'm trying to be here in the moment and make you guys understand that, hey, listen, doesn't matter what the purpose of life is or why we're here, or what happens before or after we're gone, you know. Nobody knows. I don't know. For real, like I heard things, but how do you know any of that's real, right? But none of that should matter anyways. I mean, when you kind of cut out the bullshit, you realize, hey, so what is the real thing? The real deal is that right now, this moment right now, this is all you have. To be honest, like there are no guarantees in life. Anything can happen at any moment. Any given moment, anything can happen. All your plans, all your fine tuned planning can go down the drain like nothing, you know? External factors, things you didn't even think could happen. There's no guarantees in life. And you don't know how long you're gonna live. Like, yeah, we plan for a long life and a long future, right? But how do you really know you're gonna like live that long? Just because the average, life span might be so and so doesn't mean that, I'm gonna be able to live that long personally. Or just an example, do you kind of get what I'm saying? So it's all an illusion, to be honest. And, the reality is like right now is all you have. Like, spend all the time you have and make the most of it with your loved ones and your animals, which are technically your loved ones, or even more so, because I personally feel that animals, like, nobody will love you as much as animals do. Like, the most bestest and purest hearted human still won't be able to love you unconditionally as much as an animal will. So, I always put animals number one. And if you could go vegetarian and stuff, you'll do it, man. Why should animals have to suffer just for your taste buds? You know what I mean? I know it's not easy. Trust me, if anybody knows it's not easy, it's me, because I always been a fond of like meat and its taste. But honestly, like, to kill innocent lives and take their freedom away just to eat or just for little taste, that's stupid. Honestly, like, I don't like talking about this because I always feel like, the anti-vegetarian or vegan people get all upset or mad. But the truth of the matter is, like, I gotta look at like the animal's well-being more than like if your feelings are getting hurt from hearing the truth. Everybody has a right to this life. Like, that whole like, oh, God gave dominion to humans over all animals to like fucking abuse them all we want. No, that's stupid. To be honest, have you guys ever thought maybe God made us so intelligent more than all the other animals so that we could actually take care of all of them and do God's work on His behalf? Have you ever thought about that? No. What do you guys thought about? Oh, they're animals, so God put them here for us to fuck around with, and kill and eat just for fun. Or hang their heads. How would you like if your head was hanging, yo? Imagine a deer was hunting you and, like, put your head on, like, the family room, wall or whatever beside the TV. How would you feel? But whatever, that's neither here nor there. The point is, like, this moment right now, you know, that's not gonna come back. Your life's taken away, every second, each and every second, every even millisecond, tick tock, it's ticking by. I might not know the right stuff to say all the time or like the most poetic stuff, but the truth is your life's ticking away every moment, every time. Whether you try to make the most of it or you like just sit around wondering what the purpose of life is and why you're here. Who cares about why you're here? The important thing is the fact that you're here, and the time that you have here is so limited, because everything is temporary. Like, in the real grand scheme of things, like, the material world as we know it's really just Maya. It's an illusion. We're supposed to do good karma, and we're told we're supposed to like go to like the higher heavens and all that, right? Yeah, but how do we know like if anything even exists after like this life, right? So what's the reality that we do know? The reality that we do know is that our clock is ticking every second, every time. No matter if you want to believe it or not, the clock's gonna keep ticking. It's not gonna stop for no one. You can try taking all the life advice you want from anyone, but nobody can teach you how to stop the clock. That's the fact of the matter. And if you want life advice, what's more important as life advice than advice for you to be able to live forever, right? But nobody can give you that advice. So searching for life advice, I feel is dumb, you know. Enjoy the moment. Trust me, man. I know it's easier said than done, and I'm probably like the worst example myself. Like, I say all this stuff, but I probably haven't followed through with it myself, right? Get what I mean? It's the whole like, don't do as I do, do as I say type thing. But even don't do as I say or do or whatever. Just this is all for entertainment purposes only. You know what I mean? This not to be taken seriously or as like actual advice to how to live your life. So just bear that in mind and use your common sense, to be honest, and your best sense of judgment. You know. But my point is, the truth of life really is that this moment right now, you know, this is not gonna come back, right? And there are no guarantees in life, and we only have such a limited amount of time, to be honest, right? So the best thing to do is, if like everything is temporary and right now is all you have, make the most of it with your loved ones. Hug your animals. Make the most of it. Trust me. Don't be greedy. Don't worry about the money stuff, you know. Yeah, money's important. Just make sure you like, you know, you get enough to like have a stable life, but at the same time understand like the temporariness of it, you know, and understand what's really more important, because you don't get to take your money or your fancy, you know, things with you when it's time to go. You leave all those behind, you know what I mean? So what do you really get to take with you? You get to take loving memories with you at the end of the day, and that's what you truly get to leave behind. Get what I'm saying? How you made people feel, you know, and how you treated them and all that. These memories and these feelings, this is what you get to leave behind. And the happy memories is what you get to take with you. And you could say, how do you know you get to take them with you? What if, like, you don't even have any conscience or anything after it's time to go? You're right. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, if you can experience it in the moment while you are here, technically, you taking that experience with you. You experienced it. So when it's time to go, technically, you already lived that experience. So you're getting to take those memories with you. Whether you remember them or not, you experienced them, right? And that's all we can really do. We can just be in the moment and experience life for what it is. And now, if you look at the temporariness of everything, is it really worth hurting animals and killing them for food? No, it's not. Because in the grand scheme of things, you can kill and eat all the animals you want. But is it gonna make you live forever? Is the protein gonna magically rebuild your body so strong that you'll be able to be immortal? No. So stupid. Like, stop being brainwashed by the media, yo. Make the right decision. Like, I can just say it, you know. Like, it's up to you guys if you want to follow it or not. But, you know what I mean? I mean, being stuck in a little cage, like how they put animals, you know, like for your meat consumption and everything, or meat products or animal products, whatever. It's torture, yo. Honestly, have someone lock you in a fucking closet. Sorry. Have somebody lock you in a closet against, like, you know, your will, and like see how you feel and how long it takes for you to like start going kind of loopy. You know, imagine how depressed and sad those animals feel. Imagine like the pain and suffering they must live in and the fear they must like live in and go through. You know what I mean? Because they understand what's happening to them. No matter how, you know, unique and nice methods you use, they know what's going on. You know, they see other animals dying before them, you know. You hear pigs screaming, cows screaming, whatever, all these animals screaming, chickens, whatever, right? Even if they don't scream, doesn't mean they don't feel it, right? And that's sad. That's no way to live life. And imagine this. All those animals are going through all those painful, stressful, like chemical reactions, right? By being in this kind of environment to begin with, and then they're eaten by you, you know, and those chemical reactions and all those emotions they were experiencing and all the fear. It's in the meat itself, and you're eating it. It's in the blood, pretty much, right? The chemicals or hormones that might be released or whatever. Now imagine you're consuming those and like see like how it's gonna transform your life. Get what I mean? You're gonna basically end up feeling what the animal felt. That's why maybe a lot of you guys suffer from depression, you know? Because maybe it also has to do with diet. I'm not saying stop taking your medication, but I'm just saying, kind of like look at a greater picture kind of thing. Try maybe a vegetarian diet or something and see if that maybe helps your mood, you know? Get what I mean? But these are just theories, anyways. I don't know. But at the end of the day, why we're here or what the purpose of life really is, it makes no difference. The point is, we're here for a limited time. Right now is all we have. And everybody around us, even others, they're on the same kind of clock. Their life's ticking away every moment too, you know? And if you see somebody who needs help, do good karma. Try to help them out. You know, try to make their lives like less suffering full. You know, like try to like if you can reduce suffering in someone's life, think of that as the greatest purpose of being here, even if we're just here for a moment. Does that make sense or no? Like even if we just see it for a moment, you know, and nothing lasts for anyways, like lasts for look, if we're only here for a moment and nothing lasts forever anyways, just try to help out if you see somebody in need. You know, if you see someone suffering, just understand that they might not always be there anyways because everybody's on a clock, you know? So why not just help them? They say, oh, God will help them, but yo, man, like, how we gonna, like, are we gonna keep relying on God or, like, the thought of God or what God is supposed to be to help others and help those in suffering? Or do you think, like, the fact that we can sense they might be suffering be good enough of a fact for us to actually help them out ourselves, you know, and reduce their suffering potentially? You know what I mean? Just doing good karma. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's like if you're here for a brief moment, why not just try to do the best you can to help out? You know what I mean? If you can help out. Maybe you don't care about humans, so help out animals, you know, life form. Just try to, like, you know what I mean? Like, try to make the most of it, you know, and don't take your life for granted, you know, and don't live in some la la land, like, hoping for some, like, future, like, perfect future or whatever, you know? Live in the moment, because oftentimes when you're too busy, like, living in some, like, make-believe perfect la la land future, right? You forget to live in the present. And by the time you realize what you have in the present, it becomes the past. As in, what you have becomes what you had. Because time's ticking, yo. And there are no guarantees in life. This is the ultimate reality of it. You know, like, if I could give myself advice by going back in time, you know, like my dumb teenager self, it'd be simple. It'd be like, hey, man, like, life is temporary. Right now is all you have. You can keep thinking about some magic future, perfect moment or whatever, but that may or may not ever come, right? But the truth is, right now is all you have, so make the most of it, you know. And but don't be stupid. Don't take the you only live once YOLO mentality and start living like a dumbass, you know, because you still need to follow the laws, you know. That's very important, right? Don't speed. Don't try to be all fast and furious and all that. You know what I mean? Just use the common sense, and as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else in any kind of way, either directly or indirectly, and you're not breaking any kind of laws, either directly or indirectly, just live your life. You know, just do good karma. Don't be concerned about why we're here or what our purpose is or how we got here. Because in the grand scheme of things, none of that matters. Okay, the clock's gonna keep ticking. Get what I'm saying? So why we're here doesn't matter. Try to think of ways how you can make the most of your time here, you know, and like how you can like make the most of your time here by helping others and other animals. You know what I mean? Get what I'm saying? Like, we always believe in God and oh, God's gonna be like this or that. How about this? Why don't you guys start acting like the God that you want to see? Why don't you be the God that you want to see? Get what I'm saying? Like, help others is what I'm trying to say. Make the most of your life. You know, don't hurt no one, yo. There's no point. You know, in all honesty, there's no point. And, you know, you might feel insecure about your life. You might be a big, fatty, ugly boom boom like me or whatever, right? Or, yeah, you might even be like that in high school or whatever. And you might be, like, feeling shy. Maybe there's some super hot cheerleader girl you like, right? But you feel like you're not good enough. So you're, like, hoping for some future. You know, later on, oh, maybe in life I'll run into her. I'll be better. I'll be a big, muscular, you know, guy. And she'll like me, this and that. Whatever, right? We create imaginations, right? But sometimes that future doesn't come, you know. And if there's a girl you're in high school or whatever, and like you see this like hot chick who's super out of your league right in front of you, that's your best moment to just tell her, just tell her how you feel. Yeah, you don't have to if you don't want to, but just do it. Cause you know what? You might not say it because you might be scared of getting made fun of or whatever, but later on in life, you're not gonna care about if people laughed, if they made fun of you, if it was the biggest rejection ever. You're gonna feel more satisfied in the fact that you at least tried. Just tell her if you have to, or whatever you might be into. You know what? Because like years down the road, like you might be hoping you might run into it, but that never happens. Sometimes it never happens, right? And like the next time you might ever see her, she might be married and has kids and shit. And then like you're like taken back in a flashback kind of like memory thing, like Hollywood magic shit, where like you were in high school and she was right in front of you and you could have told her you liked her, but you didn't. But you always kind of had a feeling that maybe she liked you too, but you know what I mean? But you're like the strong silent lone wolf type or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And now you're like just left thinking, what you might have had or you could have had, or the fact that you should at least try to have it, even if you wouldn't have gotten it. Like, look, even if you know you're gonna get rejected anyways, like you already know you're gonna get rejected whether you ask or not. So what's the point? The point is that you don't have to look back and like think of like these imaginary scenarios of, oh, what could have happened, because you would have already known it would have been a rejection or it was a rejection straight up. And the fact that if you had tried and even if you got rejected, you wouldn't even have these thoughts about that chick later on. You wouldn't care even if she got married or had kids or whatever, because you wouldn't know you tried, you crashed and burned, you failed, but you no longer care because you tried. But if you don't try, you're left with this like romantic idea of what could have been, even though it might have never been anyways. She could have been like the shittiest person in the world if you told her you like her, and once you got to know her, you don't know because you didn't try. You live in this la la land, torturing yourself. So in that sense, is it really worth, not taking a chance and being in the moment? Is it not worth it? No. You know what I mean? It's not worth not doing that, to be honest, because if you don't feel good enough now, right, and you might be in high school or dumb teenager, what if you don't ever feel good enough when you're older? In fact, I feel like when you're younger, you don't have to be as responsible, so you could get away with, like, being a certain way or just saying, like, oh, you like someone, so and so. But when you're older, like, if, like, you get what I mean? Like, things change, like, financially, things change, like, classes, social classes, everything can change. Like, there are no guarantees in life. And if you don't feel like you're good enough now, what if you're never good enough? And in fact, once you get older, you feel like, oh, she might even be even more out of your league. You know what I mean? So, and plus, once she's already married and has kids, like, there's no point of telling her then, because, like, you don't want to fuck someone's life up, right? So you just kind of, like, look back at the good old times and be like, hey, lesson learned kind of thing. Get what I'm saying? Now, you guys might be like, oh, I'm so wise, oh, this and that. No, I'm not. I'm, I'm just a dumbass like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't, I wouldn't have had to go through these experiences myself and come to these conclusions. Get what I mean? Like, everybody wants to be like the wise old man or whatever, or call me like, oh, the wise old man and look up to me. But they don't understand that to get to this kind of level, to become the old wise man, you have to like go through these stupid things in your life. You know what I mean? For you to come to these conclusions to begin with. Get what I mean? So there's really no point of being the wise old man. You know what I mean? It's better to just like try to be as wise as you can with your own life. Get what I mean? Like me giving out this advice or just saying this, it's not gonna help me in any kind of way. You know what I mean? I missed that, bro. I missed that chance like ages ago, yo. Back in the ancient times when dinosaurs roamed the earth, yo. I missed that chance. Get what I'm saying? But I'm saying this so maybe I could help you guys, actually make a difference in your lives for real. Like, I know people always say, oh, like this and that, oh, I want to help you. No, I'm just saying straight up how it is, man. Either you follow it or try to make the most of the advice I might be giving. Maybe it might sound right to you, or maybe it might not. Look, but the thing is, there's always gonna be a risk, okay? If you take my advice and you tell some chick or whatever you might be into, yeah, you might get laughed at, okay? But years down the road, you're not gonna care about who laughed at what. You're just gonna care more about the fact that you actually tried, you know, and made an effort. I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, just live in the moment. Life is too precious, like, and like people say, like, life is too short, you know. No, people say life is too short, right? To like, whatever, but like I feel like life is too long at the same time as well. Like, yeah, life is short, but it can also be long. Get what I mean? So you can't like live with like the YOLO mindset and fuck like or mess your lives up pretty much. Get what I'm saying? Because like the consequence of your actions will be very real. You know what I mean? And if you live like, oh, you only live once and like whatever, you might end up living a long enough time to have to like really suffer and live through like the negative consequences of your reckless behavior and lifestyle stemming from like the oh you only live once mindset. So be like smart about it. Like, yeah, you already know you live once. Even if reincarnation is real, the chance of this life is this the only chance you get. So you know that. You know you only live once. There's no point in being dumb about it. Just make the most of it. Appreciate the fact that you only live once and right now is all you have. And be like, you know what? How can I make other people's lives better? Because I don't know if I'm going to be here forever now. I don't know if there's a before or after. But all I know is right now I'm here. And I want to make the best, impact that I can on other people's lives, whether it be people or animals. You know what I mean? I want to make a positive experience. I want to put this like opportunity I've been given, this brief moment, this brief glimpse of a moment in time that I'm here. I want to try to improve other people's lives, perhaps help them in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Get what I mean? Because I don't know if like God's real. I want to believe God is real, right? But my point is like, why not be the God that you want to see? If like you believe in God and like in your sense God should be helping so and so like this, if you're able to, why don't you actually try to like make the effort and help someone, even if it's simple as helping someone cross the street? I don't know, I'm just saying, right? But you don't have to follow my advice. Honestly, this is just something I felt like maybe I should share, or maybe I'll take this one off because people just expect me to play like this stupid, like dumb character, like this stupid, funny, like perverted joke kind of character, whatever. But I don't know, you know what I mean? And sometimes I don't know. I feel like maybe I shouldn't talk like this because now it makes me seem too like real, and people are gonna like be like, oh my god, like I read that everybody just like not really know me like this, because this is really mature. This is super mature. Like this is what the channel, or like this is what a YouTube channel should be, you know what I mean? But I can't have it like that because I'm supposed to be inappropriate. But I'm just joking, who knows, maybe, I don't know, whatever. The point is like, this is how I feel. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about everything, but the point is like, there's no point in like trying to buy things to impress other people, or even like really care about like stuff, cause like buying stuff like that, cause like it's just materialistic things. You know what I mean? Like you could get a PlayStation 5 or 7 or whatever, but at the end of the day, like either you can like waste your time clicking away on buttons, or you can realize that hey, this moment in time that you're here for is like very brief of a moment. Don't waste your life clicking buttons or whatever, Try to make the most of it. I'm not saying don't enjoy having video games or whatever, but don't make that your life, Don't forget the truth about life, the reality of life. Don't ever forget it. And that is, we're only here for a brief moment. There are no guarantees in life. There's nothing, okay? There's no guarantees, there's no promises, nothing at all, okay? Just the fact that you're here for a brief moment, and right now is all you have, and like the time that you have right now with your loved ones might be the only time you ever get to see them. So don't rely on some like future heaven, like afterlife stuff. Make the most of it right now, is what I'm saying. Does that kind of make sense, guys? Man, I wish I could really explain what I was trying to say properly, or, maybe it's just. Maybe I'm not meant to be able to explain these things, I guess. But I guess the maximum I can do is just try. But yeah, you know, I don't even know if you guys learned anything from this, but just do good karma, honestly, cause like, you know what I mean. That's all you can do. Just do good karma, and if there's an afterlife, then more bonus karma, better afterlife, right? But even if there is no afterlife, the fact of the matter is, right now is all you have, anyways. This moment, right? So why don't you make the most of it and do good karma? Get what I mean? So that way, even if there is a afterlife or not, you still made the most of this moment by helping others and animals and all that. But other than that, it is what it is. I mean, you know, sometimes it's nice to think about certain things, but it's just it's how it is. Like, it, I don't know. It's hard to explain. If I had this kind of like mentality or clarity in life, like, get what I'm saying? When I was younger, I feel like maybe I would have made better decisions, than wasting it away on whatever, or just partying or drinking or clubbing or whatever. You get the point. Make the most of your life, guys. Make the right decisions. Don't try to act all macho or whatever. Just be nice to everyone and be assertive. Don't be a pushover, but don't be aggressive. Get what I mean? Just be nice to everyone. Trust me. You know, just be nice. Do good karma. Make the most of every moment. And if somebody's trying to act all that or try to start fights, just stay away from that nonsense, because they don't understand the grand scheme of things. They don't understand the greater picture, which is that everything is temporary anyways. Like, you could try to act like the most alpha person, but you're still not going to be able to live forever anyways. Get what I mean? The clock is ticking for everyone. Have that respect, understand it. Have the respect for yourself and others. Appreciate your presence in life and in this moment, and appreciate others around you. And understand that they're only here for a brief moment too. Whatever happens before or after we're here, we don't know that. But right now, this moment, this is all that matters, because this is the reality. So live in the present, live in the moment. You know, don't try to like think of some perfect future where you like, oh, you could have like a better chick in your life, a better car, a better house, a better dog, better this, better that, better whatever. Get what I mean? Because like, you might end up living in some la la land future, and by the time you realize that, you might end up losing what you had in the present, because your present will become the past, and then you're left like wondering and like thinking, oh shit, you already had everything. You had the best of everything. You had the bestest chick, the bestest car, the bestest house, the bestest dog, the be- the best is everything, but you didn't have the vision to be able to see, what you really had, because you're too mesmerized by the illusion of the material world, or in the media, which says, oh, you could get hotter chicks, oh, you only live once, so you could get this and that, oh, gotta have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini to feel, good about yourself and be happy. No. Happiness is just realizing that this moment right now is all we have. You could either be sad about it, or you could try to make the most of it, and make positive, differences in other people's lives and other animals' lives. Because that's all you can do, okay? Just be the God that you want to see. Maybe I'm just, like, wrong about everything, and you could be right. Honestly, you could be right. I might be wrong about everything. But this is kind of just what I feel. There's no point of like being insecure, being like, oh, you too fat or ugly or like a big fatty boom boom or whatever. You know, There's no point in that because everything in life is temporary, anyways. You know, even if you're fat and ugly, who cares? Just take a chance. Tell the chick or whatever you're into that you like her. You already know you're gonna get rejected, so who cares, anyways? You know what I mean? But later on in life, you might be more happy knowing that you at least tried, even if you crash and burned. You know? So, with that, make the most of your life, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay mystical.